Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Laurie if you're new here. The last video we did together, we created this page. We're going to do something similar today, but with a little twist. Just bear with me while I explain. I have 2 videos in queue to post for you guys that I did 3 years ago maybe. I was making a gift for a friend. We've been friends over 60 years. And life got hard, so I just didn't finish those videos. So that's why I didn't post them for you guys, because there's a series of 3. So the first 2 are ready to go. So what I want to do in this video is make the 3rd video so that I can finish her gifts. It's been a long enough time now that I need to finish this and get those off to her. She's going to have her birthday in August, and I wanted to make sure that I got it done and get them mailed to her. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to take this cat template. This is a cat I drew up. What I want to do is take this canvas, it's an 8x10, and I want to cover the canvas and put some background on it, and then I want to create the cat with the technique that we used in the art journal. She likes blues, so I'm going to try and use blues and taupes, I think. Maybe some turquoises. But the first thing I want to do is put some background papers on here. I want some background texture. And so I'm going to lay out my papers. Then once those are done, I will glue them down with Collage Cat. Then I'll probably put down some blue papers or color papers that have blue in it. Okay, I'm just going to take this Collage Cat and I'm just going to glue it down. Let me move this out of the way a little bit. I won't glue all of these because you've seen the process. I'll glue them and come back. But I wanted to get started so that if you had any questions about what I was doing, you could see. I'm anxious to get this one down because I like gluing down deli paper. It's fun. I'll do that one with you guys because that's my fun one. There we go. Now I'm going to put some blues, and I pulled out some blue papers that I had made. So I'm going to put a few pieces here and there, and I'm also going to use a piece of this blueprint paper that was my dad's because I think she'd find it nice to have something of my dad included. And so I'm just going to put a few pieces here and there to make my little, like what I call bridges, even though they're not really bridges. Not sure where I want everything yet, so I'll just play around with it a minute. All right, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to collage these pieces down. Then I'm going to let it sit overnight while it dries. And tomorrow we will add our paints, inks, crayons, whatever we're going to add on here. So I'll do one with you real quick. Then you can take your card and go over it if you want to. And get some more. That shaper tool does a pretty good job. So it's the next day and my canvas is nice and dry. I pulled out a few supplies I wanted to play with on this canvas. I've got some soft pastels. I've got my Neocolor 2 water-soluble crayons, and I've got my 12 Shades of Grey acrylic set, which has some really pretty colors in here that might work for this canvas. We're just going to start with a few layers. I think I want to start with my crayon. No, I'm going to put some pastels down first. The pastels are chalky. I'm not too concerned about sealing them in or anything. They're going to spread around. Everything's going to move around. This is going to disappear. That's fine. It's going to be just fine. It'll all work out. Fingers crossed, right? I want to fill in the whites here. So we'll just put some blues in here. This is fluid matte medium. I'm just going to take my scruffy brush and I'm going to, actually let's put the other blue on first. Let's make it interesting. I wanted a little bit lighter color in here too. Let's start moving it around. I like this darker blue. And I've got 2 sheets of printer paper here that I'm going to clean off my brush onto. Okay, then I'm going to put some water on my brush. And I meant to do this earlier and I forgot. But I'm going to move this paper and start a new one. Okay, I've got a few of my crayons out. And if the scribbles stay in the painting, that's okay. It's just another little layer of interest for the eye. I doubt you'll see much of this by the time I'm done. I really doubt it. I'm going to switch over to Collage Cat. I don't know why, so I can't answer that question. Why am I using something different? I don't know why I changed, why I started with what I started with. Maybe that's what I saw first. It was just there. So maybe that's why. So I'm going to just start going over these marks, and I'm going to seal the marks with this Collage Cat, and I'm going to smear the color in, but I'm not going to try to get the color all smoothed out. I'm going to see what the marks below it look like. I think it'll be interesting if they stick. You know, they may not stick. Okay, this is mostly dry, and I'm just going to take this crayon and I'm going to just do some little doodles on here. They might disappear, and they will. Some of it, the cat's going to be right here in the center. The cat's large. Right now I'm just playing and having a good time, and a lot of this is just going to go away. It just is the way it is. And once you accept that, it makes things easier. Okay, I'm not going to smear that in. I'm just going to put a thin coat of Collage Cat on it, so it will seal what I drew, and it won't spread too much. So I'm trying to be light about it. So I'm going to dry this now. Okay, I brought out an oil pastel set that I've got. I have had this for years. I don't think it even comes like this anymore. I'm going to take this little one here, this color, and I'm going to draw in my shapes again just for fun. Not exact, they're just going to be similar. And I'm going to leave all these marks on here. I'm going to seal them in again with Collage Cat. We won't lose the shape because they are oil. They won't move much when I cover them. That's sealed in. Nice and messy and lots of junk going on in the background. I mean, how could you not love that? I'm going to dry this. Okay, I'm going to play with these 50 Shades of Grey. I love the colors in this set so much. So I'm going to try the blue-gray, and I'm just going to use it out of the tube. I'm not worried about making my painting in these shapes exact. I'm just going for the shape. It's hard to see. I can barely see it, so if you're having a hard time, hang in there because it'll eventually reveal itself. All right, let's get a little bit of this paint out on here. I have a feeling that I'm stopping too soon on my background. I have a feeling I should have put a few more layers down. My brain's telling me you're stopping too soon. You need to keep going. My instincts are telling me do this next. My instincts aren't always right though, so. I'm going to bring in this violet gray. Okay, this is the green gray. I didn't dry. I left that's all wet there because I cleaned my brush there. I want to bring in the yellow gray. Okay, this is almost dry, but while it's drying a little bit more, I'm going to take a piece of mixed media paper. It's just Canson mixed media, and it's a 98-pound paper, so it's not real heavy. What I want to do is, because I have to make a decision about the cat, do I want the negative space or do I want a cat that we decorate glued down on top? I'm going to cut out a cat just so I can use it as a template. And I'm just going to trace around the cat. Okay, I have my cat cut out. We're not at the stage to make the decision yet. So what we're going to do is, because we can cover anything we do, we're going to go ahead and we're going to keep working on this. And this is going to help me think, because while I'm doing this, I'll be thinking, because I'm not going to be talking. Let's try the white now. I've tested my cat out. If I cover the canvas with the cat, not much is seen, so we have to do something to the edges. And then I thought, well, I kind of would like to move it over to the edge a little bit like this. Then this would be seen, and we could bring decorations onto the cat, or trace the cat in and then push back these edges out here and then bring more into the center for the cat. I can't make up my mind. So what I want to do while I'm thinking, and if I don't use it for this, I'll use it for something else, is I want to go ahead and make some paper. And I'll do that with printer paper. This one's kind of started, but I doubt we'll use it. But I'm going to go get some acrylic paints, and we're going to play on the papers for a minute, get some shapes down that we can cut out and use, and then we'll test it on the cat. And either way, we might get two projects out of one. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, I've got some blues and turquoises out, and a little bit of green, and a raspberry for odd reasons. I don't know. I just grabbed it. I did pull out a King's Gold. I just wanted some circles of gold, so my flowers have a center that are goldish. Okay, my papers are pretty dry, and I'll be honest with you, I hadn't planned on using this one, but this is turning out to be my favorite, so don't know what to say. The messier the better, I guess. Anyway, I'm going to use these, they're woody, Stabilo. I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to take the color I want to use and just wet my brush and then just drop the colors where I want it. Maybe paint it in a little bit, and I might draw with the Stabilo a little bit too. This one I will draw with, I think. I'm drawing in water. Using my left hand, which is not my dominant hand, which helps me keep from being in too much control. This printer paper holds up to a lot of water. One other thing I want to tell you, as I'm drawing, I'm lifting the paper and letting the colors run. So it may run into each other and change things, and it's okay. Just let it happen. Okay, my papers are dry, and what I want to do now is I really went opposites of color here. I went dark and light, and it's because I wasn't sure what to do. And I really think that any of these blues would work, any of them for her. But I don't know which direction to go now. So I'm going to cut out all these shapes, and then I'm going to practice in my little template here, I think, and see if I want to add them into here or if we're going to decorate a cat and stick it on top. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I should have made two, one of each, and then whichever one I like the best she could have, and I just keep the other one. I follow all the lines that I created, and then later, if I need something changed, I will trim it down, but I want all of what I painted just so that I have access to it in case I like the way it looks. And if I don't like the way it looks, I can change the shape. Okay, I have all my shapes cut out, and some of them I don't cut out all the way because I don't know what I want to do with them, so I'll leave them, you know, like this. And then they're there if I need them. And I was pondering over this, how to go about doing this, and I couldn't come to a decision. So here's what I finally forced myself to decide to do. Let me show you real quick. I really don't love trying to fill this in. I don't love covering this and putting it on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of printer paper, and if this doesn't turn out, you won't see this video, so it doesn't matter. I can play, right? I'm going to take this paper and I'm going to glue all the shapes on here that I love in a way that I like them. I'm just going to lay them out however I think they look the best. And then I'm going to glue them all down with a glue stick, probably. Then I think what I'm going to do is take this cat shape, find the area I like best, and then cut it out. And then glue the paper on the canvas instead of trying to cover a shape. Okay, I've kind of liked this layout, but I'm going to take it all apart. I'm going to take a picture. I don't know if it'll help me later because I may change my mind again, but I've decided that I'm going to paint the printer paper a bleached sand color. Okay, I have all my shapes put down about where I want them. So let's glue one down. Okay, let's put this right here. Okay, then I will cut this off, and then I can use pieces of it back in the art. Okay, I've got everything glued down on my paper. I've not finished with the paper, but I wanted to see what it was going to look like. And so I moved the cat around different ways to see what I like the best, and I've picked 2 or 3 that I like. That's not one of them, but that's what it looks like so far. I like that one, and this is with the paper created this way, but I turned it upside down there's no right way or wrong way, but to me this is upside down because I had intended the heart to be different. That's a no. I like that one. And I like that one. And that one. The one I really didn't think I'd pick looks the most balanced to me. So I'm gonna go with this one. I'll rearrange it around until I get it just right. So now, let's doodle. I'm just gonna try to bring the flowers to life a little bit. A thought is playing through my head that I may switch gears and I may not use that canvas for this paper. I may use this paper for my project for the cat, but I may create a different canvas for it. And we'll use that canvas for something else. I'm really not sure until I cut out the cat if I want to put these two together. I may leave this separate and I may keep building on this because this doesn't feel done, but if I put a cat on it, it's not going to matter. But I don't know, we'll see. We will see. Okay, my paper is finished. So I'm going to line up my template and I'm going to trace around my cat. Actually, what I'd rather do is cut around it, so I might lay this right here. Okay, I'm just going to put a little washi tape on the back just to kind of hold it in place. Then we're going to cut out our cat. Okay, here's our cat. And we have extra pieces to play with. I think that's so cute. I love this. Now, I don't think this is going to happen here. Oh, I don't know, maybe it will. I'm going to take a picture of this and see if I can stand to put the cat here. Okay, here's what I've decided. We're changing gears. I didn't even need to make this for this video, but it's in there, so I got you into this mess. I'll stick with it until we finish it, but that's not going to be for the cat. What I'm going to do is, I know my friend. My friend frames everything. She thinks everything should be framed. So every time we talk about something, she talks about, well, frame it. So I have 11 by 14 frame here. I'm not going to use this for her. This is a template for me to use to test things. And I have some Bristol Strathmore smooth surface paper that is actually 11 by 14, miraculously. So I'm going to open this up and put the frame here, and we are going to glue this cat here, and that's what we're going to do. It's going to be a framed cat. I'll buy the mat and then she can frame it later when she wants to. I think this is the best thing to do. So what I'm going to do is do a little more to this cat. I think I'll bring some more doodling into the spaces, but I might carry it off the page a little bit. So for right now, I just have my cat on a piece of printer paper. And I'm going to, I have a feeling I'm not going to carry this off the edge. I don't think, you know what? Maybe. I might do that. I'll try that. Okay, I'm sidetracked. I know. It's been a day. Right now I'm just going to take my pencil. I'm just going to write a few words in here, words that are relevant to her. Okay, then I'm going to push it back a little bit. I don't want it to stand out too much. Okay, then I'm going to take my white Posca pen. I'm going to take a little bit bigger size though. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to do there. What I wanted to try, but I wanted to see how that would look extending from the cat. So let's pretend it's framed. I kind of like it, except that the frame is going to cut off cat barely fits. We can't put anything up top or bottom, but we can go off the side just a little bit. I might want it on top of the frame. I'm having trouble deciding if the extended flowers will look good or not. So I'm going to get the cat on the paper. We're going to see how it looks. Let's pull in the paper we're going to use to glue it down. I'm going to leave the paper on here so that I have a surface to work with. Putting some washi tape down to hold in place. That's good enough, I think. Side note, sidetrack. This would be so much easier if I knew exactly what I was going to do. I wanna seal this first because I'm not gonna put a sealer on top of the whole canvas because I don't think the paper needs to be sealed. It may not. Should have done the paper before I cut it out, but I really, I just didn't know. I didn't know what I wanted to do, so you do what you know at the time. So I'm gonna let this dry. Then we'll come back and we'll try to make the next step. Okay, you can't trust me. When I turn off the camera, you can't trust me not to change gears. So we're changing gears again. This is not a fine art piece. This is just mixed media. This is just my friend that loves me no matter what. And I'm going to just tape it and glue it onto the canvas. I'm not going to use a medium because I'm afraid that it'll seep out and I'll get it on the outside and it'll be on the white paper and I don't want it on there. This is double-sided tape. This is scrappy tape. It's just like score tape, except when I bought this, I found this to be a little bit better priced at the time. I don't know what the pricing is now. That I've had this forever. So I put a bunch on the back, and then I'm going to peel all this off. Then I'm just going to take a regular glue stick, and I'm going to put glue stick all over it, because if I stick this tape directly to the paper, it's not repositional. So I'm going to put glue stick all over this to wet the tape, so to speak, or to get it slippery. So I have a little bit of leeway to get this down and get it in position to where I want it. Okay. So now I have to decide, do I want the flowers extended over? So this is what it looks like without the flowers. It's not a great photo, but we're just getting an idea. This is with all the flowers that I had on there, and this is just with 3. Okay, I think what I want to do is I want to go with the 3. This one, this one, this one. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. This was a little rocky for a while because I just didn't know what I was going to do. I like the way it turned out, though. I'm very happy. All right, guys. You have a great whatever it is, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye. Okay. Now, what are we going to do with this? Y'all thought I was going to leave you hanging, didn't you? I ended the video. I forgot about this, but we're going to come back and finish this. I think what I might try to do is take the leftover pieces that I've got and see if I can work them into this piece somehow and how they look. Okay, I have everything cut out that I want to cut out. There's some more I could put on here, but I think I'm going to go ahead and glue all this down. And then, I don't know what I'll do from there. I'm thinking that I might take one of these flowers and just cut it out and stick it on here. I don't know. We can't go wrong at this point because we don't need this canvas anymore, so whatever happens is no big deal. It's the next day. Did everything before I got here because I forgot that I was filming this piece. I forgot that I was gonna let you guys know how it ended. All I did was I took the extra little pieces I glued on yesterday that didn't have any doodling around them, and I doodled. And I think of it as like a secret garden because there's so many flowers and things, and there's writing back there. And you can see this blueprint that was my dad's, which I really like. I like being able to see that. So I was going to put a little word in here, and it's like a secret garden, so I was going to scribble a word that you can't read, and it could be seen but not understood, so it's a secret. I wrote some words. I wrote a little sentence. I don't know if you can see the writing on there. That is adorable. That's all I'm gonna do. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope that you are inspired to create. I absolutely love making these papers and cutting out the shapes and making things. I already ended the video, but I'll tell you goodbye again. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for being here. Bye-bye.